Welcome to the Summer Company Program Info Session, which is being delivered in collaboration with the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre. My name is Susan Loveless, and I'm the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Consultant and the Summer Company Program Coordinator at the Mississauga Business Enterprise Centre, commonly referred to as MBEC. This info session is a recommended first step in learning about the program and the eligibility criteria and requirements to apply to the program in Mississauga or the Brampton area. Both the Mississauga Business Enterprise Centre and the Brampton Entrepreneur Centre are hosting these info session webinars once a month until April. Your attendance today or at any of the scheduled info sessions does not guarantee your eligibility to the program, nor does it guarantee your participation in the program. The webinars will be recorded, thank you, Laura, and posted to our website. So if you miss anything tonight, you can go on there and get caught up. The session will be 1.5 hours in length, which will include a few words from a very special guest and a question and answer period at the end of the session. So before I begin, I think Laura actually did talk about the housekeeping items, but I'll remind you that you're all muted. So please use the chat function if you have any questions, which will be answered at the end of the session. So let us begin. The agenda for today's session will include why you're here today. I will be providing an overview of the Summer Company Program, the benefits of the program, as well as the program requirements. Next, I will provide you with information about the criteria for you to be eligible to apply and participate in the program. I will then provide you with information on the application process. Next will be information on the required training and mentorship, and then I will wrap up the session with information on the completion of the program. Finally, we will have our Q&A period to answer any questions you may have. And as mentioned earlier, please feel free to put any of your questions in the chat box. So let's get started. So why are you here today? Well, firstly, you're here because you're interested in receiving free training, mentorship, and a grant to start a new summer business in Mississauga or the Brampton area. Secondly, you want to learn how the Summer Company Program could help you with your business. And lastly, you want to learn how you can apply to the program. So what is the Summer Company Program? The Summer Company Program is funded by the Province of Ontario, and the Summer Company Program is delivered by small business enterprise centers across Ontario, similar to the Mississauga Business Enterprise Centre and the Brampton Enterprise Centre. Small business enterprise centers are across Ontario, and they are part of the province's Ontario network of entrepreneurs, referred to as the One Network. The Mississauga Business Enterprise Centre delivers the program for businesses based in the Mississauga area. The Brampton Entrepreneur Centre delivers the program for businesses based in the Brampton area, including Caledon. Since 2001, over 9,400 students in Ontario have started a business through Summer Company. 197 of those students have started in Mississauga and 235 in Brampton, for a total of 432 in the Peel region. The program is also offered in other municipalities and regions in Ontario. If you are interested in starting a business in another area, outside of Mississauga and Brampton area, you should apply to your local small business enterprise center in your local municipality or region where you plan to operate your business. For example, if you're planning to operate your business in in Toronto, you should apply to the Enterprise Toronto. If you're in Oakville or Milton, for example, you would apply at the Halton Region Enterprise Center. Overall, the main goal of the program is to inspire youth to consider entrepreneurship as a viable career option and create jobs for themselves during the summer. The program helps students 15 to 29 years of age in Ontario start a new business, learn transferable business skills, make money, and become job creators. The Summer Company Program provides free training, one-on-one group mentorship with business professionals. The program sessions and meetings in Mississauga and Brampton will run from May to August 2021, approximately 8 to 12 weeks once the selections of the participants have been made. There are 11 spaces in Mississauga and 10 spaces available in the Brampton program. You should apply to the summer company program at one small business enterprise center in your local area where your business will be operating. So what are the program phases? In Mississauga and Brampton, the summer company program will be delivered in 4 main phases. Phase 1 is the eligibility checklist. Phase 2 is the application process, which includes a business plan, financials, interview, and participant selections. Phase 3 is the training and mentorship sessions. And finally, phase 4 is the completion, exit from the program. I'll explain how each of these phases work in more detail. So are you and your business idea eligible for the summer company program? There are certain requirements of the applicant and requirements for the business in order for you to be eligible to apply. To be eligible, you must meet all of the following eligibility requirements. You need to be a resident of Ontario, 15 to 29 years of age as of April 30th, 2021. Be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident of Canada, attending high school, college, or university, and returning school in the fall 2021 after the summer company program ends. You must be proposing to start a new business in Mississauga or Brampton, including Caledon, prepared to attend scheduled mandatory training, mentorship, and networking sessions. You must also be not working at another job or attending school for more than 12 hours per week during the term of the project under the initiative. You must be able to work over the summer period. A minimum of 280 hours if you're a high school student, and a minimum of 420 hours if you're a post-secondary student. And you cannot have received funding from the summer company program in the past. Adequate technology will be required to participate in this program, as the program will be delivered virtually in Mississauga and Brampton. You should have an adequate computer system, technology, application, at minimum Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Internet to participate in the virtual program and to attend virtual meetings and sessions and the completion of the program assignments. If you're using a Mac computer, you still need to use these applications when saving and opening documents. You will also need a webcam, video camera, and it is highly recommended that you have a headset with a microphone and a quiet place to attend program sessions to minimize any background noise or distractions. Please note that a camera is needed for you to participate in a potential interview, the program trainer and mentor sessions, and other program-related sessions and meetings. Now, for the eligibility criteria for the business. So to be eligible, a business or a proposed business must be a new business, cannot be previously registered or operated on an ongoing basis. Would need to be a sole proprietor or a corporation where the applicant will be the majority shareholder. It must be an independent business venture, must operate at arm's length from family business ventures, and not be a business that relies solely on commission sales. Cannot be multi-level marketing and cannot be a not-for-profit. And your business must operate full-time, minimum of 35 hours per week as defined in the business plan. You will need to maintain your own books and records. You will have to have a master business license or articles of incorporation or plan to register your business. You must maintain a separate bank account, follow all government rules and regulations and applicable bylaws, demonstrate a viable and sales-ready business plan at the time of application to the program. You must demonstrate that the business can operate and follow all government health and safety guidelines relating to the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. Priority will be given to new businesses in Mississauga or Brampton area that are sales ready and must demonstrate that the business can operate and follow all government health and related guidelines relating to COVID-19. Space is limited for all service providers delivering this program. Mississauga will give priority to businesses operating in Mississauga, and Brampton will be giving priority to businesses that are operating in Brampton and Caledon. If you're interested in applying to the program, you will first have to check and register your eligibility on the Summer Company provincial website and web portal called Screen. There are a series of questions you will need to answer to check your eligibility. After you complete all of the questions, and once you click on Check My Eligibility, it will let you know if you're eligible to apply to the program. How to apply. So now that you've learned about the Summer Company program, the benefits, the requirements of the program, the question you need to ask yourself is, are you ready to apply? To answer this question, you will need to determine three main things. Are you eligible to apply to the program? Do you meet all of the eligibility criteria that I provided to you earlier in this presentation? Next, do you have a viable new business idea that is sales ready, that you can launch and operate during the summer? And can your business operate and follow all government health and safety guidelines relating to the impacts of COVID-19? If you answered yes to these questions, you may be eligible to apply to the program. After you've confirmed your eligibility, the first step in applying to the program is a requirement for you to complete an application inquiry, which you will have access to after you successfully pass the eligibility criteria, as shown previously. You will be asked to complete your information to select the service provider you would like to apply to, and just a reminder to select the service provider in the city or region where you plan to start and operate your business. Once you select and submit your application inquiry, the service provider will be notified. Mississauga and Brampton staff will respond to acknowledge your inquiry and provide you with further information about the application process to their respective centers. Space is limited for all service providers delivering the program in Ontario. Mississauga, as mentioned earlier, will give priority to businesses operating in Mississauga, and Brampton will give priority to businesses that operate in Brampton and Caledon. Once you're ready to submit your application to the program, after completing the application inquiry, we will email you the business plan template to use and information for your program application submission. Your application will need to include a business plan, a startup budget, and a cash flow forecast. Your business plan must include details about the business idea in detail, which includes your business name, basically what you're going to call your business, your executive summary, which is a summary of your business plan, the Coles Notes. This is written last after you've completed your business plan. Product or service. This is information about the proposed product or service you plan to sell to customers. Describe the products that you plan to produce or the services and goods you will provide. Will you make or purchase your products? Who will be your suppliers? What makes your product and or service unique? And how is your business different from others in the industry? What features or advantages will entice customers to buy from you? Examples are convenience, service, guarantees. What advantages do you have over the competition? Marketing plan. How will you promote your business and to what target group? Who are your competitors? Customers. What are the characteristics of your ideal customer? What's their income level? How many are there in your target area? Costs and prices. What will you charge for your product or service? Estimated sales. How many units of your products do you think you can sell in a week? For example, how will you advertise your product? Include the type of advertising you will use. For example, direct mail, internet, social media, etc. And how much are all those things going to cost? How much business do you think it will bring in? Operations. What do you need to operate your business? Do you need a permit or a license? Do you need suppliers? Are you planning to hire employees? Have you planned for risk? Applicants must also evaluate where things could go wrong with their business and identify contingencies. They must comply with workplace safety standards for employees, if applicable. Identify hazards and safe practices to follow and manage. And identify hazards to third parties, such as a subcontractor, and how this will be managed. If significant risk exists in your business, applicants are strongly recommended to consider obtaining the appropriate business insurance. Startup budget. You will require to list your startup costs. It's a good idea to research these costs to make sure your figures are as accurate as possible. Cash flow forecast. You will need to forecast your realistic anticipated revenues and expenses from May to August 2021, which is the duration of the program. Please note that applications will be reviewed on a first-come, first-served basis. We encourage you to apply early if you're interested in being considered to participate in the program. And as you can see, our application deadline is Monday, April 19th at 5 p.m. Business idea. Is your business idea doable, feasible to start and operate in the summer? Do you have the applied resources, characteristics, qualifications, and support to launch your business idea? And is there a market demand for your business idea? Overall, the following is what we are looking for. Is there a market for the applicant's product or service? Can the business be fully launched and be viable during the duration of the program? Are the applicant's goals for the business realistic and achievable? A business plan, startup budget, and cash flow forecast that demonstrates a market-ready business that can operate and follow all government health and safety guidelines relating to COVID-19. Selected candidates will be contacted for a virtual interview, and as mentioned, there are a limited number of spaces available for the program in Mississauga and Brampton. All candidates will be contacted if they have or have not been accepted into the program. Application does not guarantee an acceptance to the program or a program grant. Selected participants will be notified and will be required to sign a microfinancing agreement, which will outline the participants' obligations and expectations to participate in the program. Students under 18 years of age will require a parent or guardian to sign the agreement. Once the agreement is signed, the participant will receive the first disbursement of the grant in the amount of $1,500 for their startup expenses. Participants will be required to spend the first disbursement in 30 days of receiving their grant, as outlined in their business plan and startup budget. Virtual site visits will also be conducted. Next is participant training and mentorship. Mandatory training sessions will be scheduled for participants to attend. The training will be delivered through either WebEx, GoToMeeting, or MS Teams platforms. Homework and assignments will also be provided for participants' completion throughout the program. Mentorship will include one-on-one or group mentorship. Again, these will be delivered through WebEx, GoToMeetings, or MS Teams. You will have access to local business professionals, entrepreneurs, and business owners. Support with the launch and development of your business in the areas of marketing, digital marketing, social media, sales, customer service, operations, etc. As part of the training sessions, participants will also be required to attend scheduled networking virtual events during the summer with Mississauga and Brampton program participants. This will be an opportunity to meet other participants in the program, learn and network with other participants in Mississauga and Brampton. There will be a guest speaker at each of these events. Lastly, the program completion and exit. The final phase of the program is the completion and exit from the program, which will include an exit survey, final budget reconciliation and other documentation, final grant disbursement of up to $1,500, and the program completion virtual event. As you can see from the photo, these are a number of our summer company students over the past few years, and you can see a variety of businesses. It's an amazing opportunity. When people talk to me about summer company, the number one thing I can tell you is that students are just thrilled that they get the chance to open a business and they get all the support from their mentors, and it's a real thrill. So I'd like to introduce Adrian Arnieri. a past participant of our summer company program. Adrian will share his experience as a participant and his journey through the entrepreneurial process. So over to you, Adrian.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Adrian Arnieri. I'm a fashion designer from Mississauga, and I participated in the summer company program back in 2015, which literally feels like ages ago. Back in 2015, I had pitched the idea of launching a custom wardrobe styling service where I catered to hair and makeup photo shoots. I'd be on set creating these custom garments tailored to my clients' themes, and I'd be helping models get in and out of my wardrobe, also providing shoes, jewelry, etc. While being a part of the summer company program, it seemed so daunting at first, running your business on your own. But I never felt like that when I was actually a part of the summer company program. There was always someone there to help guide me when I had questions or concerns, and I learned so much along the way. One of a few key points that I did pick up through my participation at summer company was networking. Networking is huge, and especially in the fashion industry. I had hands-on advice. I had resources to participate and practice elevator pitches, networking in person at like mini trade show events, and also financial aspects. A lot of financial lingo that I wasn't so familiar with having been a fashion student. So the words such as cash flow and breaking even, I was better able to understand through the summer company program. But since being a participant at summer company and a Ryerson graduate student, my business has flourished, and I'm about to tell you how I did it. So while at Ryerson, the School of Fashion offered many different fashion competitions, which I felt was very important for me to participate in as many as possible. And I'm so thankful now having graduated, because finding these opportunities on your own and actually being an adult is a lot more challenging, and these benefits aren't really advertised or easy to come by. So take advantage of all of these opportunities while you are at school if your program does offer these different competitions, or if that applies to your company. While at Ryerson, I heard through word of mouth about the summer company program, and I thought it was an interesting idea, having interned and kind of thinking about how I could turn my designs into my own business. I just simply looked it up online and sent in my application. And next thing you know, I am in summer company program and I'm launching my business for the summer, which was fantastic. And I think it's very important. Obviously, my relationship with summer company program has lasted, and here I am, hopefully helping some of you with your companies. And these are just some of the amazing opportunities that come from one little moment that, you're launching your business in the summer. And I wanted to touch on sponsorship, because aligning yourself with different companies and programs is very important. And that's how I've really flourished with my company. Aligning my brand with appropriate sponsors, such as the Italian Film Festival and brands like Cashmere, has allowed me to really network with a lot of different companies and people that I never would have gotten in touch with prior. Again, summer company program being one of those different programs that I had reached out to and participated in. And there's two different kinds of sponsorship that I really want to touch on. Monetary sponsorship and in-kind benefactors. So monetary sponsorship would be something like the Suzanne Rogers Fashion Institute. They gave me, they physically gave me money to participate in my Toronto Fashion Week showcase. So they paid for the registration fee as well as models. And then there's sponsorship such as in-kind benefactors, which would be like my sponsors, Rita Teslin and Black Iris, who have sponsored me through products. And it's important that these two brands, or these two companies and independent Canadian designers and businesswomen, also have the same branding strategy and theme. It's important to stay on brand and not really break your theme or your brand. So both of these women are very creative, out of the box, very glitzy, and that's everything that my brand represents. It's important to know what your brand represents, and look to other companies that also represent the same kind of things. Moving on to a different topic of networking, while at the cashmere bathroom tissue competition, I was very lucky to have met Sangeeta Patel and the Entertainment Tonight Canada crew, and had really built a great relationship with them. It was through that competition that our journey just took off, and I was able to create some of these really amazing moments that you see on your screen in front of you. One of them being the 75th annual Golden Globes gown that I had created for Sangeeta Patel. Now, this gown is very iconic to me because of the Time's Up movement and the little rat race that I had to do in order to create a yellow dress and then quickly create a black dress within a week. But this moment was fantastic, and not only was I able to have a gown on the red carpet and have so much exposure, but I was able to really share through my work what my brand represents. And having a black dress was very powerful at that award show. So fashion is very, very powerful. And it's through this moment, again, our relationship just kept building. Since the Golden Globe Awards, I was able to create custom gowns for the Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards and the Screen Actors Guild Awards. So you can see Sangeeta wearing all of these gowns to various different events. On the topic of celebrities, it's very, very important that if you're able to work your brand or your product or your service into the celebrity market, that's definitely ideal. That's the highest form of exposure, really. And these are some of my different opportunities that I've had with various celebrities. You saw what I accomplished on the red carpet, and this is kind of off the carpet. And these have been really fun opportunities. I want to tell you that it's very important to not just flat out ask people for help and to use your product when it comes to celebrities. You kind of want to play it cool and approach it in a really easygoing, friendly way and very approachable. So what I do is I love the idea of gifting. So I have little accessories or products from my collection. Sometimes it's just as simple as a business card or a little portfolio book that I keep with me all the time, and you never know who you're going to bump into. So over here we have Gigi Gorgeous, who is a Canadian YouTube star, beauty influencer. And she's wearing one of my garments that I had created for Toronto Fashion Week. She came back to Toronto from LA to launch an event downtown, and her stylist decided to pull one of my garments, which was really amazing. And through her posts, I was able to network and meet her kind of fandom or group of people that follow her. And, they're just briefly introduced to who I am through her wearing my garment, through her tagging me in the post. And all of a sudden my market then opens up to a wider range. We had celebrities like Paris Hilton comment on the picture, which is pretty amazing. And these are all different types of women and people that are within my celebrity target market. Again, these little products that I like to gift, such as the socks and my little leather bear backpacks, those were gifted to some of my favorite celebrities, two of them being the Spice Girls. So Mel B from the Spice Girls, I had contacted her with my collection lookbook, and through reaching out to her, I kind of wanted to keep the convo going, and I had requested to send her one of the products from my collection, just so it's a memorable thing. They have something tangible that they can hold and kind of show off and possibly wear, which you never know. So the opportunity is there, but I always feel like it's very important to have something tangible to leave. And then in this video that I'm about to play, Victoria Beckham posted this to her Instagram story. I had gifted her a pair of Spice Girl socks, as well as my little goodie bag of different patches and stuff from previous collections. And you can just hear her comment on it.
So today is Crazy Sock Day at school, and I happen to have just been sent some really crazy Spice Girl socks.
TV and interviews are two different forms of getting your name out there. I never suspected that I'd be on TV or interviewed so many times, but some of these things happen when your brand is, first off, a creative brand, and second off, when it's doing pretty well. So it's important to remember that you are sometimes the face of your brand and that you truly do represent your brand. You are responsible for speaking professionally and confidently about your product or service. So throughout all these images, I am representing my brand. I've been on various fashion competitions, such as Stitched, which was aired on Slice TV. Some of those images are here as well. Again, really great form of brand awareness, exposure, and then also networking backstage. There's so many different opportunities that come from just one little interview. And magazines and print are also a great form of brand awareness. I'm really proud of having my work featured in magazine. There's nothing more exciting than seeing your work in print. Some say print is a dying field because of everything moving towards technology and electronics. But these are really proud moments for me, and I've been able to have my work featured in high-profile magazines throughout Canada and also the US. And these magazine features have also been partnerships with two brands that I have worked with, Schwarzkopf Professionals, which is a hair company, Fashion Magazine, which is pretty large in Canada for fashion, and then Maybelline New York, where I created custom garments for one of their high-profile photo shoots, launching their new red lipstick. So these are some of the highlighted moments. And yeah, it's really incredible to have your name also printed and credited within these different magazines. Collections and shoots. Fashion is a great way to reach out and really connect with various different people. Again, it's important to ask yourself a few questions though. Who is your target audience? What do they want? And what do you think they need? These are all questions that I ask myself when I'm putting together a collection. The collection that you see in front of the screen here is one of my most recent collections, which I had shown at Toronto Fashion Week. And this kind of expanded, and I was able to reach out to a bunch of different target audiences through one collection. Creating a collection with separates is what I like to call them, sensational separates, allowed me to reach a larger target audience, but still not giving up my brand identity of fun, colorful, sparkly. Yeah, and just like really energetic. It's important to use those photos when you're coming to present a lookbook or going to different events. So two events that I've participated in is London Fashion Week and Toronto Fashion Week. Toronto Fashion Week I participated in 2019, where I got to showcase my first collection. It was a 24-piece or 24-look collection for both men and women. And I was able to take that collection to London Fashion Week, where I showed it in a different kind of showcase, more of a trade show kind of style, whereas Toronto Fashion Week was runway. And it was important for me to do both because, first off, just launching my very first collection is a huge deal, and it's quite a large collection for my first time. So I wanted to have the advantage of doing both, you know, promoting in Toronto as well as going abroad. And why not launch your brand nationally, or some of my target audiences international? So this was just a way for me to launch and expand myself. Another aspect to my brand is custom work. So originally I had created custom wardrobes for hair and makeup photo shoots. Now I've become an actual fashion brand. And a lot of inquiries through my target audience has been requests to do bridal and more custom work. Bridal has been a great opportunity for me to bring in more income for my company. A lot more women are willing to spend money on the gown that is for their special day. It's a really important gown, you know, and money is more flexible when it comes to a wearable piece like this. Unfortunately, due to COVID and restrictions, The bridal industry has been relatively slow lately, but there's still orders and garments that have been put on hold for my clients. And I think it's still important to reach out to these women because for me, I know once COVID's over, there'll be a whole swarm of brides coming after my work. And, you know, I want to be able to take on all of these different clients and make as much income from it as possible, because this is predominantly majority of the income coming into my brand. And Instagram, social media, and websites. These are very important when it comes to launching your brand. I want to touch upon the content that you will be posting on these social media pages. For me, Instagram has been the highlight for me, and it's been the easiest way for me to reach a larger target audience. And also for networking, collaborations, it's just one of the easiest, and everyone seems to be using Instagram in the creative field a lot more. So some of the content that I have posted here is very on brand for me. So if you don't know what on brand means, you're going to ask yourself when you're applying, what is your brand identity? What do you provide? What makes you different? And it's important to run with that theme throughout your entire company. So through my social media pages, you can see lots of bold colors, fun different models, locations, and it's very eye-catching. And it's stuff that I feel like people would really like to click on, zoom in on, read the captions, see the comments. There's a lot going on, and I find it very fun and interactive, and it's important to interact with those coming to your social media pages and through your website. I also like Instagram because it has different features where you can see who's actually looking at your pages. So here you can see it's predominantly Canadians, it's predominantly women. So this helps with gauging who your target market is. And sometimes that changes. So it's also very interesting to kind of, click this tab through Instagram. That really does benefit you and your company. And that is all. I'd like to say thank you so much for listening. And through Summer Company Program, I've been able to continually build my brand and my company. And it's been such an exciting journey. And I'm so happy that I was able to be a participant.
Thank you, Adrian. And we're really happy that you could come here today and share all the things you've been working on and the exposure you're getting. I actually was in the lunchroom at work and picked up a magazine, and you were in it. And I was pretty excited. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that. So yeah, you're famous.
That's amazing.
Yes, we do have some time for questions. I'm happy to respond to any questions, Laura.
Yep, there is another one for Adrian before we jump into yours. Someone is asking about how to get into a big company, such as the one you mentioned. I'm not even going to dare try and pronounce it.
Oh, Schwarzkopf.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's intimidating. Like, how do you get your foot in the door with something like that? Is it someone you knew, or do you have some advice in that area?
I met my Schwarzkopf clients through an internship opportunity. Again, I was shadowing a professional stylist. She was not creating any custom garments or producing any of the garments that were used during the shoot. That was kind of my unique spin, having the fashion designer background. That was my unique twist on what made my business different from the average not average, but the usual styling gig that you get with a wardrobe stylist. They usually pull from various stores. These are garments that are already created, and I wanted to create something a bit more tailored and custom, and that really intrigued some of the Schwarzkopf clients. And again, just through networking and other companies that were pretty intimidating or might sound intimidating to work with would be Entertainment Tonight Canada. Both are pretty big companies. I've also worked with Maybelline New York and had a little mini fashion spread in Fashion Canada magazine. I think it's important not to get intimidated by big names or, celebrities or people. Everyone is running a business and is doing their job. I think it's important to go into any situation or conversation with confidence, knowing confidence in your product or your service. That's the biggest selling feature. Of course, there's some nerves at the beginning, but if you're confident, you know how to do your job better than anyone else does. And I think hopefully that gives you enough inspiration, to move forward. And hopefully that answers your question.
That was great, Adrian. Appreciate that. Very insightful. And the answer was yes, that was helpful. So, Susan, I think people can still add their questions in. I'm going to just start running through. I'm going to have to just scroll up
Somebody
here.
asked about the application and information about the program. If you just go to our website right here, mississauga.ca/MBEC, you go into our website and you click on Summer Company and the information is all there, how you can apply.
Right.
If you send an inquiry to me, like if you just go on and send an inquiry, I'll send you all the information that you need. I'll send you the business plan and all that information that you need.
Okay. And now, as far as being a student, just to clarify, because we get that a lot, they're currently a high school student going into university. That's okay.
Anyone who's high school, college, university,
Right.
as long as you are in school now and returning to school in the fall, in September, you are eligible for the program.
Okay. I know just because of COVID, the situation is people sometimes aren't sure, but okay. All right, so you have that. We have a few others. They all come together for for companies that provide a service, how to ensure that it follows the guidelines and only operates in Mississauga.
What exactly?
I think you just need to make sure that the business address is in Mississauga. You don't want to just operate in Mississauga, potentially, like Adrian,
If you're selling online, yeah.
So it's the address of the business, correct?
It's the base. It's where it's registered. Okay. The business would be in Mississauga.
Okay. So many Adrian questions. It's so great. And they're saying congratulations, very inspiring. I love that.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Somebody's asking about managing a business and school at the same time. So if you mean you're going to summer school, I'm not sure, but the business doesn't actually. So if you're high school, the business doesn't start until July. And if you're college and university, the business doesn't start till June. So you won't be in school at the same time you're running your business.
I think that was a few people are wondering because of the amount of hours. And training is all done online, correct? You mentioned that.
Yep, it's virtual.
And it's sort of similar to having a job. You're just running your own business. You're your own boss.
And if you're if you're going to taking online courses, you just have to be a full-time student. Doesn't matter how you're taking your classes, as long as you're full-time.
Full-time. And as far as they can get a jump on this, right? If they've already incorporated their business or even started a business plan ahead of time, can they?
Well, it's supposed to be a new business. So I think that was one of the eligibility requirements. They need to review that, but it's supposed to be new, like it can't be already registered.
Oh,
and that's part of the eligibility. Yeah.
So don't register ahead of time.
Needs to be a new business. That's part of the
They're just trying to get a head start. I totally get it. I
Yeah.
love the enthusiasm, but so don't incorporate ahead of time. And it doesn't have to last beyond the summer, right? Some are just summer companies where they're cutting grass and then they're done at the end of the season.
Oh, and what's interesting is a lot of these businesses continue on after the summer. And it's totally up to you, but you know, students say, you know, this is a great opportunity, and they go into university or college or high school, and they find they're working on weekends or whatever in their business. So yeah, that can happen as well.
Well, and Adrian continued, a lot of ours, we do have a few summer company students, that continued on. I'm just gonna, someone was asking for the summer company link again, and I'm just gonna drop it in.
Thank you, Laura.
I did not, which is where they can find more information as well as a link to apply. Here you go. Any other questions from anyone? If you want to send it forward, if I missed it, please drop it in again, just because I may have missed it. Please do that.
And I think they have my email, right, Laura? If they have any questions, they can email me directly. I think, Laura.
I will put it in.
Yep.
There you go. And I'm going to drop in Adrian's success story that is on our website.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, we love talking about your story.
And if anyone has any questions, I guess definitely check out my Instagram page. I think it's important, even just as a reference for your own, to get an idea for your application. And if anyone has any application questions, feel free to reach out to me as well. I'd love to help out and
Thanks,
help your
Adrian.
success.
Because you went through the process, so
yeah,
it hasn't changed.
It hasn't. And someone was asking about support for writing your business plan, and that is through the mentorship part, right?
Well, they submit, so it's a little,
Okay.
they actually are submitting their business plan. If they are looking for support, we do have a recorded webinar on our website on how to write a business plan. I would suggest that you review that.
So I'm going to drop in 2 links. One is part of our 10 steps to getting started, the developing your, and I will drop in the recording.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a big help there.
It is a good one. This might be good to send out to everyone as well in an email following. Any other questions? Feel free to drop them in while I am scrolling for this webinar. How to write a business plan. And if you want to know about how to develop your digital marketing, I am happy. I am part of this as well, Susan. I'm not sure I'm part of this program, but I am here as support as well. And we also have some online, an online webinar series on digital marketing. So as part of your business plan, you're building out your marketing strategy. Digital is really important for as far as your website goes and all your social media. And I will drop that in as well.
Just to answer a question, someone asked, if you take the program, do you have to start your business right away? Yes. Well, when you start the program, as I said, if you're university or college, your business would be starting first week of June. And if you're high school, your business would be starting in July. And yes, you would be at least working 35 hours per week on your business. So it is a full-time business. You don't have to be 100% ready, but what we call it sales ready. We want you ready to go, right? So that's why, for example, let me give an example. If you had some sort of app, let's say, and you haven't even developed it yet, obviously that's not sales ready. But for instance, if you're starting a landscaping business and you're just your only problem is you don't have the proper equipment. Well, that's how Summer Company helps you, because you get $1,500 up front to buy equipment, register your business, pay for insurance, those kind of things. So then you're ready to go. But it's just when we say sales ready, what we mean is that we don't want too many challenges that you couldn't actually start your business, because you don't have a long period of time. It's only summer, right? Summer business. So if you're a high school student, it's 2 months. And if you're university or college, it's only 3 months. So that's what I mean by that.
Okay. And if someone's in North York, do they have a program?
North York, I believe so there are 3 enterprise centers in Toronto. So you just look online and you'll find out which one you would be closest to. Just trying to think, North York. Yeah, because there's 3 centers in Toronto.
And
GTA.
Where do they go for that one? Is that that's on our website? That's the application website?
Well, the thing is, if you go on the application website, then when you go to choose the center, there's a drop down. So you'd be able to find, and the thing is, if you apply to the wrong center, it will be transferred to the correct center.
You can't lose. Okay, so
yeah.
take our link, follow it there, check the eligibility. There is the Apply Now button. That will take you over to the Ontario website where you will be able to apply and get that appropriate center for you. Yeah. And then that center will be providing all the mentorship, not us, right? Like they will actually get the entire program through whatever center they get through. I think that could have been one of the questions that was here, asking if they have extra help. But I don't think, is there any other questions?
I don't see anything else.
Is it a first come, first serve basis, or is it a combination of that and
it's kind of a
eligibility?
combination? Like we, you know, we accept the applications up until that date, and all of the applications will be read up to that date, but it's never a good idea to wait until the last minute. That's all.
No. And so you have Susan's email if you want to ask her about any program information. What will they get after this, Sue? What are you sending them out? Are they getting the slides? Are they getting the recording?
I believe we will have everyone's email, so we can send them a link to the recording when it's ready. And yeah, I think that's, and I think I think there's another email that I'm going to send for those that are inquiries, giving them all the information as well.
Okay. All right. Anything else? I think we may be at the end. Excellent. Yeah. If you were doing something like an app or a website, would it need to be completely developed before
Well, that's
the
what I'm
summer?
saying. That's not really sales ready, so that's not.
That
so
would the app has to be sales ready by the end of the summer. That's what you mean by that,
At the
right?
beginning, like by when they start the company. They have to start the company in June if they're college, university, and July if they're high school. So yeah, that's why when I say sales ready, you have to be ready to go, going to be making money pretty quickly.
It's a tough one then. Okay.
So it's not always suitable for those types of businesses.
So, but if they're
But
already
they can always
serving
send me
clients,
an email. Yes, if they have clients, yeah, they can just send me an email. If we can take that offline, if those individual questions, and I can get a better idea about where their business is at, and I can answer that question.
Okay. I think that was it then.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. And like I said, any questions at all, just send me an email. Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care.